Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. World of Wrestling here today to discuss about WWE Smackdown from October 1st, 2021 review. Let's get right into it. Just some of the results of the draft was not exactly all that exciting. This was a piss poor fucking show. Really, to be quite frank with you, we had the main event with Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, and yet these two women are going to be in a triple threat match with Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's title. Not to mention, Charlotte Flair, the Raw Women's Champion, is now part of SmackDown. Now, I can imagine this happening. The titles are going to switch hands. They're going to go, Becky Lynch is going to go to Monday Night Raw. She's going to become the Raw Women's Champion. And Charlotte Flair will be the SmackDown Women's Champion, giving them each another reign to their name on WWE's records. That's what I see happening here. I think this is absolutely terrible. Roman Reigns was drafted to SmackDown. Why the champions are being shuffled around and all this shit is beyond me. I think this is completely stupid. I think they should have two people making picks. The whole roster should not be on, draft alert and waiting for their name to be called. They shouldn't be all put in free agency and then picked up to whatever brand decides to pick them up. It should be more along the lines like it used to, where the brand would just pick that performer and take them. This is not the case anymore, which is the most lame and dumb thing I've ever seen, especially with the fact that titles have specific colors for which brand they're on. Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships are for the Raw and SmackDown brand specifically. Now, if they turned them actually into regular world championships, where they can actually freely go to different brands, or better yet, unify the fucking division, since there's not that many women on the roster, in the main roster, that is, of WWE, it'd be a lot easier to deal with. Not to mention, champions would not have to be drafted anywhere. And even if you did it in this style that they're doing it now, it wouldn't really make a difference because the champion would be able to go to both shows. On top of that, it would actually mean that the titles don't have to be switched and swapped between the two actual champions like we do, fucking up on my words here, like we have now. This is stupid. Very illogical and lame ass shit. There should be no swapping of titles, so each brand has the specific brand title on their show. It's ridiculous. That's number one. Alright, so number two is the match card was completely terrible. There was nothing entertaining on this show whatsoever except for Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, to be expected. Brock Lesnar in the show did announce that he is a free agent. He can go to Raw or SmackDown whenever he pleases. Nobody's drafting him. He is Paul Heyman got the okay from Vince McMahon to give Brock Lesnar the ability to go on any brand he wants. So we could see the Brock Lesnar-Bobby Lashley match actually take place without Bobby Lashley being on the same brand, because Brock Lesnar can go to any brand he wants. We could also see Big E defend the WWE Championship against Brock Lesnar at some point down the line and give Big E an opportunity to get a big win over a big name. That's also another possibility they could be going with here. If they were to do that, I'd be okay with it. Totally fine with that idea. But whatever. Anyway, we kickstart the show with Raw and SmackDown each getting 2 picks per round rather than Raw getting an extra pick due to their 3-hour structure. While both brands started by retaining their men's champions, which is SmackDown taking Roman Reigns and Big E going to Raw, we also had the New Day with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, which, by the way, this is funny. They mentioned throughout the weeks leading up to this episode of October 1st Smackdown that tag teams could be split up because they're being picked individually, not as a team. And they picked them as a fucking team. And yet, here we are. They are... Hold on one sec. My computer's giving me some stupid notification shit. Whatever. Anyway, they are doing that anyway. They're picking teams up instead of individuals to go to different brands. So now Big E's without the New Day. They're on SmackDown and he's on Raw by himself. All right. So the first NXT group that to be drafted to Raw was actually Hit Row. The entire stable, to be correct on this. Actually, wait. No, I'm sorry. I'm incorrect. The first NXT group to be drafted was Hit Row, with the entire stable drafted to SmackDown. Excuse me. I apologize about the mistake there. So nothing special there, man. I really think this is bullshit, to be quite frank with you. Roman Reigns, he comes down to the ring after it's announced that he's staying on SmackDown. He goes to the ring. He says, "Acknowledge me." The fans cheer Roman Reigns' name with a couple of boos here and there, and Roman Reigns is starting to gain some popularity. Lo and behold, we'll see Roman Reigns lose the WWE Universal Championship to Brock Lesnar, with Paul Heyman turning on him, and then that's when this channel will no longer cover anything on WWE. Because if that happens, I'm just totally fucking done with this shit. I really am. I cannot stand this company. I do not want to watch a product that means nothing when they take a title off of someone that really needs to lose the title to someone who's new, fresh, and is going to be a star in the future. That is what they need to beat Roman Reigns for his championship. So, that's all I have to say on that. Bottom line, that would be ridiculous if that happens. So, Paul Heyman's talking about how Roman Reigns is going to defeat Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel. They're also talking about how he managed to win and that God saved Roman Reigns from losing the Universal Championship, apparently because he didn't want the Tribal Chief to lose to Finn Balor because he's a demon, and now he is an exorcist. He performed an exorcism, and God gave him the gift to exorcist Finn Balor with the demon out of his body. Yeah. Okay. This is bullshit. And now he's going to do an exorcism on Brock Lesnar, since his slogan name or his nickname is The Beast, Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Okay. Whatever, man. This is so fucking stupid. Anyway, Brock Lesnar shows up. This was actually exciting. And the fans erupted, went crazy. I even did my own stuff. I can't deny Brock Lesnar is a very intriguing character. He's just as intriguing as CM Punk. He brings a lot to the table. The only thing that brings him down in my book is his matches are lower level quality than they used to be. I mean, whatever happened to a match that he could go in there and give us a really good match like he did with Undertaker the 3 different times they faced each other from 2014 to 2015. I mean, those were good quality matches. Undertaker was old as fuck at that point, and he provided good matches with Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar would give like 15, 20-minute matches almost, at least. He had matches with Triple H several times that went at least almost 20 minutes. And Triple H at the time was on the near end of his career anyway. So, I mean, if he can do that with these old fucks like Triple H and Undertaker back in 2013 and 2015 and so forth. Why can't we get the same quality wrestling from this guy now and improve with these younger guys? Let the younger guys take some advantage of Brock Lesnar. He's getting older, it would make sense, but he's still the beast. He still ends up at the end kicking some ass and taking some names. But it is what it is. I don't know what to say. Eventually, this led to Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns attacking each other. Roman Reigns initiated the attack, and Brock Lesnar finished it by destroying the Usos. He also F5'd, I think, both Jimmy and Jey Uso in this segment. So, that's what happened there. We had, these matches were terrible. We had Baron Corbin, now known as Happy Corbin, which I think is absolutely terrible, beating Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is going out the fucking door. He ain't staying with this company. There ain't no fucking way. He's losing to a guy like the name Happy Corbin, and he's going to stay with WWE. There's just no way in hell that's happening. I'm sorry. And he lost clean in the end of days finishing maneuver. Big whoop. Yay. Seth Rogen, I almost said. Holy fuck. Seth Rollins had a segment on the show with Edge. Edge came out after being absent for 3 weeks from the match they had at Madison Square Garden, and he wanted to have Seth Rollins come out and have a face-to-face confrontation. Well, that did not take place. Seth Rollins was actually at Edge's house. This was the most ridiculous thing I ever seen in my life. I thought it was the dumbest fucking thing ever. I thought we were going to see Seth Rollins do like a Samoa Joe situation with AJ Styles' family. Remember that one where he tried to break into his house and harm his family, or at least made it look like he was going to do that to psychologically fuck with AJ Styles? Well, I thought we were going to get the same situation here. Unfortunately, all we got from Seth Rollins was him eating an apple, drinking some orange juice, and laughing at everything that was going on. Ooh, look at the pictures. Look at what the kids drew. Oh, this is all funny. What the fuck am I watching? I'm watching a guy break into someone's home. For whatever reason, the door is unlocked. Why is the door unlocked? Why? Your wife is off grocery shopping. Does she have dementia? Does she have Alzheimer's? Did she forget to lock the door? Like, how does that make any sense? You later find out that Edge calls his wife and find out that Beth Phoenix is with her kids grocery shopping. And this guy's coming into their house, sitting on their couch eating an apple and laughing at everything, and throws the apple on the floor, and that's how the segment goes off the air. Like, what? Do we call 911? Breaking and entering? Stealing people's food? Like, what the fuck? We should see Seth Rollins being arrested on next week's episode of Smackdown. Or see that placed on Monday Night Raw, since we're going to be having a draft and everybody's going to be there anyhow. More likely, we're going to see Seth Rollins get drafted to Raw like we saw Edge, because they're not going to stop this whole storyline from ending from that point and have these two on different brands. Now, then again, maybe they could. They could have them both on different brands and just have a inter-promotional, a cross-brand promotional match between the two of them at Crown Jewel. They do that at WrestleMania at time to time, so why not do that here? So that could possibly happen. Seth Rollins might stay on SmackDown, Edge will go to Raw, and then we just have these two meet at Crown Jewel, and that would be the final match that these two ever have with each other from that point out. That could be the case. Who the fuck knows? Really, who the hell cares? Does anyone really think this had any logic to it? There was no logic at all to this whole entire segment. I was just sitting there laughing at the stupidity of this entire segment. It was a joke. The guy is breaking into his home, doing absolutely nothing. Just eating an apple and drinking orange juice and laughing at everything. Like, what is so freaking hilarious? And it was so terrible. It was a terrible laugh. It's like, where do you learn your acting skills? Can you have a little bit of can you be a little bit genuine about all this? Can you show some intensity? Can you show some villain-like character? I mean, you're doing jack shit. Edge-like. You gotta be fucking kidding me, Edge-like. This is worse than DDP stalking Undertaker's wife. This is fucking terrible. What a fucking joke. Guy breaks into his house and nobody's calling the cops. The fuck? They should be showing a segment of Seth Rollins getting fucking arrested, for God's sakes. This is retarded. Carmella has a so-called match with Liv Morgan, but the match never takes place. She's actually attacked, and that's all that really happens there, so no big deal. The New Day and the Street Profits defeat Chad Gable, Otis, Bobby Roode, I'm going to say, not Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler by pinfall. Who the fuck gives a shit? We also had Sasha Banks defeat Bianca Belair in the main event in a lame, pathetic ending, with Becky Lynch going ahead and interfering in the match, grabbing Bianca Belair's hair, her long ponytail, holding her back, and then all of a sudden, Sasha Banks is able to get her rolled up for a pinfall. This fucking idiot thinks every ending needs to end with a pinfall. A roll-up pinfall, a schoolboy. Whatever happened to finishers? Does that even fucking exist on this on the show? In this company? Like, half of the moves nobody even calls in the commentary anymore. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Jeez Louise, man. This is garbage. I mean, the only thing noteworthy was Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. That's it. And Paul Heyman being under a lot of stress and worry that Roman Reigns thinks he's going to betray him. And that could possibly happen. This could be all truth and reality. And then in the end, he says to himself, fuck it. He's already thinking I'm going to betray him. Let's do it anyway. That idea is still in the back of my mind, thinking that could possibly happen. I know, folks, you may be saying, no, it's not. Brock Lesnar is not going to win the championship. They can't be that fucking dumb. Yes, they can. Do not put it past WWE to be fucking dumb enough to take the title off for Roman Reigns and give it to Brock Lesnar. Do not be stupid enough to think that that can't happen, because it could. Most definitely. Just for the fact they can make Roman Reigns turn face. To gain sympathy for Roman Reigns. If you haven't heard the crowd lately, especially on this fucking episode, the fans were cheering for him more and more each and every single week. As this heel character. There was fans cheering Roman Reigns like nobody's business. So if you don't think there's a possibility they may do something like that, think again, pal. Think of fucking again. Because that could definitely happen. And I think that would be god-awful. Anyway, let's go to the results of the draft. Let's take care of that first. Or last, actually. What the fuck? Apologize, I'm trying to get to the results of the rest of the draft here, and there's nothing here. Alright, let me try another website. Give me one sec, guys, so I can give you guys the rest of the results of the draft here. that we had for night 1. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention that Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch were both standing tall at the end of the show holding their championships, while Charlotte Flair went ahead and big boot Bianca Belair and attacked Sasha Banks. What a fucking joke, man. What a fucking joke. Anyway, so here's the results for round 1. We had the Universal Champion Roman Reigns drafted to SmackDown. The WWE Champion Big E drafted to Raw. The Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair drafted to SmackDown. And Bianca Belair was drafted to Raw as well. Round 2, we had Drew McIntyre draft to SmackDown, which is no surprise. He definitely needs some new opponents and have a fresh platform to work on. Not to mention, he'll have more ratings and people to view him than they do now, because I sure as hell will not watch Monday Night Raw. I may watch it for the night 2 for the draft, just to see where things go, but I don't have any high expectations for it. The Raw Tag Team Champions RK Bro, Randy Orton, Riddle are staying with Raw. No surprise there. The New Day, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods go to SmackDown. Edge goes to Raw for round 2, and that's that. For round 3, we had Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss staying on SmackDown. The WWE Women's Tag Team Champions are going to stay on Raw. Ripley and Nikki Asscrack. ASH. Almost a loser is what it should be. Well, actually, she's not almost a loser. She definitely is a loser. Hit Row with Isaiah Swerve Scott, Top Dollar, Ashante, The Adonis, and B-Fab are going to SmackDown from the NXT roster. I'm pretty sure we'll see Isaiah Swerve Scott lose that NXT North American Championship quicker than you can eat a steak. Keith Bearcat Lee stays on Raw, which, my God, what a fucking pathetic name to be using that as a so-called nickname, quote-unquote. What a joke. Oh, by the way, Sonya Deville showed a sign of fucking, bias or dislike to Naomi. For whatever reason, she don't like Naomi at all. Why should she care? She's on both shows. She'll be able to see her on Raw or SmackDown, so it doesn't really make a fucking difference what show Naomi is on. So why is she getting upset that SmackDown drafted Naomi? That made no fucking sense. Once again, WWE proving they have no logic. Rey and Dominic Mysterio were drafted to Raw, and again, I say, why the fuck are we getting draft picks with tag teams when it was supposed to be individuals being drafted? What bullshit? Jeff Hardy was drafted to SmackDown, and Austin Theory from NXT, no longer with Johnny Gargano, and the way he's on his own on Monday Night Raw, once again, to fail, as usual. That's what he does. He will fail on his own. They will show no care to him. He's an indie wrestler. He came from Evolve. He was an excellent performer, very young guy, and they are going to fuck him up royally. They're going to change everything about this guy. You wait and see if you watch Monday Night Raw. If you don't, you're saving yourself a ton of fucking trouble and a lot of avoiding yourself from getting a lot of aggravation. So, there you go, folks. That was SmackDown. This show sucked, and so does WWE. So you know what to do now. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel, of course. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. And I thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great night, guys. Bye.